Most people create an estate plan once and never look at it again. But big life changes happen, like marriage, divorce, kids, a new business, even a significant change to your income. In Georgia, outdated documents are one of the biggest reasons families end up in court. I'm Sarah Siedentopf, an estate planning attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's talk about why it's so important to review your estate plan in 2026 and what can happen if you don't. New assets. Are they covered by your old plan? Especially if your goal is to avoid probate, you have to make sure that all new assets are properly titled, either to your trust or with beneficiary designations, or you will end up in probate court. New spouse. First, I should mention that if you get divorced, the court will pretend that your ex predeceased you for the purposes of your will. But other things like beneficiary designations have to be actually changed, or your ex is going to inherit things you did not want them to have. A new spouse can cause even more problems. If you did a will and then got married later, even if you liked it the way it was, the court is going to assume that you meant to include your new spouse and give them a third regardless of what your will says. Trusts and other beneficiary designations do not automatically add them, nor do they automatically become your power of attorney. If you've had a relationship reshuffle, you need to make sure that everything is up to date. New beneficiaries, congratulations, you have a new child. Wait, are they included in my estate plan? Depending on how your plan is worded, such as equally between my children, they may be covered. But if your plan says, to my daughter Sonia, and you have another child, they are not automatically included. This can cause multiple issues. The child may argue that you were mentally incompetent because you didn't remember them and try to overturn the will. If the will was done before the child was born, doesn't mention them, and says it was done in contemplation of the birth of children, new child is out of luck. On the other hand, if it doesn't say that, and the child was born after the date of the will, the court will again assume that you wanted them to get something and write them in, even if you wanted everything to go to your spouse first. Higher net worth. If you go from a non-taxable estate to a taxable estate, you want different planning. The estate tax exemption is $15 million per person, so very few estates will be taxable. But if you're in that bracket or close to it, special tax planning is very important, or you will be paying the IRS more than you have to, and potentially liquidating things like businesses to do it. If a plan needs updated and doesn't get it, you could be paying the IRS too much, giving money to your ex, not giving money to your new spouse, or giving the wrong amounts of money to your children at the wrong times. You don't want your family stuck with an outdated plan that doesn't fit your life as it looks today. Life changes, and your estate plan should too. If things have changed since you created your estate plan, book a call and let's make sure it still protects your family.